adventure would start off in Cape Town, South Africa. The journey would take us through South Africa, Botswana, Zambia, Malawi, Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia, Sudan, Egypt, Israel. From Israel we would take a ferry across the Mediterranean to Italy, then on to France, the United Kingdom, and eventually ending up in Ireland. 14 countries and 8 months of travel laid ahead of us. Let the adventure begin. A few friends from the Cape Town Vespa Club would join us on our first leg to the most southern tip of Africa, Cape Agulhas. After all, we are crossing the whole of Africa, so what better way to start than at the tip of Africa? The first day was a fairly easy and short ride from Cape Town to Cape Agulhas, and the same goes for the second day, from Cape Agulhas to my hometown of Mossel Bay. Our first few days were short, averaging about 100 kilometers per day. We would, however, gradually progress to longer and harder days. For now, I was excited for the great unknown. I have traveled these roads before, always knowing my destination is an hour or a day away. But this time it was different. My destination was about 8 months away. Day 4, the first and the only time during our 24,000 kilometer trip that we would run out of fuel. We felt brave, adventurous and strong, or maybe just overconfident. Our brains were occupied by adventures and dreams, and thus we forgot to fill up our extra jerry cans. We thought, we are in South Africa, our home country. A fuel stop will always be around the next corner. Well, maybe if you're in a car, yes. On a scooter, it takes about 2 hours to get to that corner. After a 2.5 hour delay, we eventually got on our way again. From Port Elizabeth, we made our way up the wild coast to Port St. John's, where Hein, our mechanic, did some scheduled maintenance on the scooters. We occasionally had the odd police roadblock, but they were more curious than anything else.
So you can't give us fines, eh? We can't pay it.
The rest of the way up the east coast was relatively uneventful and unadventurous, so I decided to make it more interesting by getting a puncture every second day. At least I was not the only one with a sense of adventure. Dave committed to the first tumble on camera, and then Hein upped the game with a slow motion, stationary scooter in front of the gate, Tumbles.
First tire repair. First flat wheel repair. Who's the lucky one? First one to get the flat wheel. Hein's the first one to run out of fuel. Dave's the first one to take a small tumble. What's next? Who will be next?
In Durban, we were met by the Durban Scooter Club. After a rest day, we left the ocean behind and headed inland towards Johannesburg. This would be the last time we would smell the fresh ocean air until we reached Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. On our way to Johannesburg, we spent a night at Futsi Hoek Mountain Lodge in the Drakensberg Mountains. Futsi Hoek Mountain Lodge is situated in the northern Drakensberg Mountains, at the foot of the magnificent Sentinel Peak. In Johannesburg, we did a site visit to one of our major sponsors, where we did a photo shoot and signed a flag we would carry all the way to Dublin. After spending a few days in Johannesburg, we met up with riders from a Johannesburg-based scooter club. They joined us on our ride to Groot Mariku, where we would spend our last few days in South Africa, before we all became foreigners.